fits when you're inside. This, but you don't want to see more. You want to see more, but you honestly saw life that slows you down. Your body is acting up. Your mind is acting up.
All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. Now the first carry for Quinshawn Judkins. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple yards there.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Can lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on second.
Last run got him 3. Here's 2nd and 7.
Here we go.
Another one for Judkins. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. 4 yards on the pickup, and that's going to leave him with 3rd and 3.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
Now he'll throw off the play fake. Bails out of the pocket quick. No place to go, so he just threw it away. Possibly an early indicator of where they're going to want to go when they want important yards, Brock. Didn't need that much on 3rd down, but they chose to throw for it instead of run it.
Yeah, one of the things about that down and distance is you typically get man-to-man coverage. So I don't mind that call, being aggressive, but you got to find a way to execute.
Perhaps a little misplaced sense of urgency on their opening drive. We'll find out together, and they're going for this from their own side.
19, Buffalo 18. 19 tight, 19 tight. Warriors 17.
They're going for this. He finds him beyond the marker. And he's going to get this up to the 26 before being taken down. So they come through with 6, and they're rewarded for going for it on 4th down. So a new set of downs. Here we go, 1st and 10.
Cougar 19. Panther 11. Mustang 19. 18 Rattler. 18 Rattler.
Working now from the gun. Connecting on the slant. Gets some space around midfield. And he's all the way across midfield down inside that 45-yard line. That one nabs him 33 yards and a new set of downs, too.
Now, right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot, and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
So the big play gets him inside the opposing 45, Brock, with a new set of downs to boot.
60 Bison, 60 Bison. Dragon 60. Ready, right?
They are throwing it again. Escapes the pocket. He's keeping it. And they're going to get to him after a gain of close to 5 as they send him out.
Well, QB made something happen and got some yardage when the play didn't develop right. And even got himself out of bounds to avoid a hit. The only negative at all is he couldn't quite get the 1st down.
5 still to go here. This is 2nd down.
Come 19. Hurt. Panther 60. Panther 60. 70 Ranger. 70 Ranger. 7 Pirates. 60 Bobcats. 60 Bobcats. Ready.
Looking to throw here. They just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Trap 60. 18 Pioneer. 60 Maverick.
3rd down from the gun. And that's away for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. 4th down coming up.
The numbers tell us pretty clearly, you get to 3rd and long, extra long, it's really hard to stay on the field. That's disappointing because that was 3rd and manageable and an incomplete.
This will not connect. Not enough leg and too far left as well. And we continue to await our opening score of this ball game.
He was hitting from that distance pregame. Heck, we were on the field watching it, and they were confident he could do so again. Just did not work out this time around.
This year.
Great spot to start a drive in here. Ravens set it up 1st and 10. Now here's Keaton Mitchell with the run. And this almost ended worse, but he gets a yard out of this. Myles Garrett coming in for the stop.
This offense is now left with some ground to make up a little bit here on 2nd down. After that drive starts with a very minimal gain.
Last run only gained a yard. That means it's 2nd and 9. Shotgun snap to Jackson. That's grabbed inside the 30. And what a hit there. Ouch, she faced the price for moving the chains that time.
I have loved this opening script. Aggressive, taking your shots. You know, the numbers tell you get an explosive play on a drive. In the NFL today, you're typically going to score with that shot down the field, or they're knocking on the door in the red zone.
Lamar off the play fake. Brought in. And he has it down to the 8-yard line on the play.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you could depend on.
2nd and 3 now. Out of the gun, here's Jackson. Rolling left, buying some time. And like an empty wrapper, he just throws that one away. Defense hasn't really found its backbone yet, but maybe just a little sliver of light between the clouds here as they bring up 3rd down.
Yep, you're not going to likely keep points off the board, but if you can come through with one more stop and limit it to a field goal, yeah, that's at least something to build from.
On the move, hit it right. And he scores. It's a Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens get a perfect start. They've gone up 6-0. It's a Lamar Jackson touchdown. It is Tyler Luke now on for the extra point. Extra point set right down the middle. And the Ravens will jump out to a 7-0 lead. All set up. Here's Luke to kick it away. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
Nice field position here for the Browns as they start out 1st and 10.
Tag. 6, Bronco 80. Buffalo 18. Go.
They'll throw to start the drive. That's caught. Here's Crenshaw Judkins. And this is a small pickup to the 39-yard line. Pulled there by Mike Green.
When there's heat, that blitz coming off the snap, that QB's eyes, you could see it right away. He got to his check down in a hurry. But, Kate, here's the key. Quarterback and running back have to be on the same page. The two were right there, and it netted some positive yards.
Ready.
Throwing it on 2nd down. And that one's unsuccessful. Looking for his wide receiver there. And that makes it 3rd down.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
Ready. Panther 60. Panther 60. Tight, 19 tight. 79, 18 Rattler, 18 Rattler. Panther 11, Panther 11. Ready.
Throw here, 3rd down. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's able to move past the 45 before going out. 8 yards on the gain, and the drive continues forward.
Hey, Kate, they don't rightly care who it's going to go to in that situation. All they really care about are the results on 3rd down. And that's exactly the result they needed. Enough to keep this drive moving.
2. 60 Eagles, 60.
That'll be the end of one in this AFC North battle. It's the Ravens flying to an early lead. We'll return to Huntington Bank Field after this. We're ready now for the second quarter. Browns in control of it. They've got a first to begin the frame.
19 Tiger, 19 Tiger. Ready.
He's going to throw it again. A little screen pass for Judkins. And he's brought down right in the neighborhood of that 40-yard line. They pick up 14 yards on that one. And that's going to be good for a Cleveland first down.
To this day, I can still see the faces of the big guys in the huddle. When you call a screen like that, instead of them just getting knocked backwards, they get to be salesmen. They get to push those linemen downfield and then tee off and go hit somebody like they did right there.
70 Rangers, 70 Rangers.
Throwing it again here. He's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be second down.
That's a veteran move right there by a rookie quarterback. You see so many rookies, we do, Kate, who try to play hero ball and force things in every single spot.
Let's go now.
He's already wise enough to know how to throw it away.
Mustang 19.
Throwing again on second. Pass his man. It's the Michigan rookie. He can't escape a quick tackle after the catch. Tackles at the 20. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Come on, come on. 60 Bison, 60 Bison. Warriors, 70. 7 Pirates, 7.
From the red zone now. Short pass brought in. And they make the stop as that play reaches the 14-yard line.
Hey, you like these results on first. That completion right there, right in the window where all options are now available to you on second and that playbook wide open.
Offense to line. This is 2nd and 4.
Bronco 80. Dragon 60. Ready.
Still sticking with the passing game. And it's brought in. Touchdown, Cleveland. The Browns can tie it up in the second after cutting into the lead. Well, Brock, you know this better than most. Sometimes these dudes can be a quarterback's best friend, finding the tight end in the end zone for 6.
And it really has been that way for decades when you think about it, Kate. From John Mackey to Tony Gonzalez to Travis Kelce. The position could be such a mismatch when you're throwing for the end zone.
Now after tying this game up, they're all set to send her away. Danny Gray to return it. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20. Ravens to the line now. 1st and 10. Lamar now from the gun. It isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And after one play, this drive might already be in trouble. That's going to push them back for 2nd down.
When they were in their defensive meetings this week, that's exactly how you draw it up. Play sound zone defense. Give that quarterback nowhere to go. Let that pass rush get home.
From the gun, Jackson. Andrews has it, working downfield. And this play reaches the 35 before it comes to an end. Even 25 on that play. And that's good for a Ravens first down. All set to go now from the 35. First down throw for Jackson. He throws a bullet to the center. That's complete inside the 35. It's a Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens take a second quarter lead. Mark Andrews with the touchdown. And that right there, Brock, is a touchdown I think our fellow broadcaster Greg Olsen would be proud of. A big strike to the tight end that I don't think a lot of receivers could have pulled off and make it look as easy.
You know, a lot of times you're splitting hairs talking about the differences between tight ends and receivers at this level because a lot of those guys, they work the same route tree and they move with the football, well, just like their receiver teammates. And they can score some lengthy touchdowns too, just like he showed off.
Starting from the 5. And he's brought down just inside the 25.
The Browns take over first and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Cleveland about ready to go. Here's first and 10.
Hawk 70, Hawk 70. Let's go.
Here's Judkins to begin the drive. Well, a lot of effort there, partner, but no results. Fought for that one stop, but only managed to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Where one defender failed, well, his buddy was there to swarm to the ball and make that play just as it gets to the line of scrimmage.
Well, nothing doing on the last run. It's second and 10.
Ready, ready. Cougar 19.
Another game to Judkins. Makes the tackle. And he's hit just before he can pick up that first. A third and short coming up from the 33.
Taken down at the 33-yard line.
Third down and about a yard ahead as we've reached our 2-minute warning. Hang with us. More football in Huntington Bank on its way. 1 yard, all that's needed. This is 3rd and inches.
Get it. Panther 60, Panther 60. 70, 79 Broncos. 19 Lions. Ready.
Trying to throw this from the gun. Complete beyond the marker. And he takes a shot near the marker, but it looks like he still has enough for that first down.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
So they'll head up here, first and 10 from the 34.
Go street. Rig alert, rig alert. Panther 60, Panther 60.
Throwing from the gun here. Flushed out of the pocket. He's running with it. And they're going to get to him right along that midfield strike block as he's sent out. He gets 16 yards on that play. And that's a Browns first down.
10 at the 50-yard line.
Here we go, here we go. 70 Lions. Panther 11, Panther 11. 18, Pioneer.
Throwing now out of the shotgun. Look at that power, deep left side. He had it for a moment, but a complete defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete. Just couldn't hang on through the contact. So it's second down coming up.
Fairly safe to say as that one falls incomplete this first half so far, well, it's not met the standard they set for themselves.
19 Tiger, 19 Tiger. Dragon 60. Mustang 19. Cup 19. Cup 19. 19 tight. 19 tight.
Looking to throw again on second down. He's loaded another one up. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Picked off by Malachi Starks. And the Ravens will take over as he records his first interception of our season.
First and 10 at their own 11-yard line.
All right, going empty as they come to the line. It's first and 10. Here's Lamar. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And this one doesn't go far.
I'm not going to lie. I know they got a completion, and completions, you never turn them down. But to make that throw for those yards in the double coverage, that is way too much risk for that reward.
Now here's Lamar. Taken in by Mitchell, right side. And this one only manages a yard before coming to an end out of bounds. It's going to be third down.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to third down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
Jackson now on third. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
Okay, this defense finally said enough, ripped up that script. They have seen him be way too productive. Time to start fighting him for every single throw.
Ball taken in at the 36. And he's going to get a modest amount on that return before he ends up out of bounds.
Their own 44-yard line.
The Browns, nice field position here as they start out 1st and 10.
60 Bison, 60 Bison. Buffalo 18. 60 Bobcats, 60 Bobcats. 79 Broncos. 70 Rangers, 70 Rangers. Go.
Shaking off the pick quickly. He's going to throw. Chased out to his right. Now here he goes. And this is going to go as a gain of about 3 before he's met and escorted out.
Well, you don't get the first down, but I'll tell you this, Kate, that drives the defense and the defensive coordinator nuts. They do everything right, they win, and yet still QB makes something out of nothing.
2nd and 6 coming up here.
Bronco 80.
Shotgun snap. They'll throw. Buys time, rolling right. And the cover just too good there. Didn't find a throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. 3rd down coming up.
That right there, Kate, that's taking the hard lessons from the previous drive and putting it into practice right here. You don't see a throw you like, it's too tight a window, don't risk yet another interception.
18 Rattler, 18 Rattler. 19 Lion.
To the air on 3rd and long. That's caught for the first. He has room past the 25. And he won't be able to take it all the way. Got close, though. Out of bounds, just shy of that 10-yard line. Now a timeout taken by the offense, and we're going to see if they try for 2 plays here or just try the field goal right now.
1st and 10 at the 11-yard line.
What a spot for a big play, huh, Brock? It has him well into the red zone now with 1st and 10.
60 Eagles, 60 Eagles. 19 tight, 19 tight.
Working inside the red zone. Catch is made in close. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop. Now just before the break, a timeout taken by the offense. And they can try for some points going into the break. Here's the final play of our first half.
Here we go, here we go. Cowboy 80. 18, Pioneer. Mustang 19.
One final shot before the half. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. The Browns have it on the tee, and they will kick it away here. Gray now on the return. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20. Ford offense into the shotgun set as they line this up. 1st and 10. Mitchell gets it from the gun. This drive's going to start out with a gain of 5 before they bring him down.
It's one of those sneaky little runs, Kate, that gets you enough yards to create some doubt into that defensive coordinator. You can stick to the ground, you can throw beyond the sticks, really create some indecision now defensively.
Again, this is Mitchell. Breaks the tackle. He's still going. Space on the right. He's got room. He does it. Touchdown, Baltimore. The Ravens grow the lead coming out of halftime. Wow, just sensational speed from the back that time, Brock. He found a seam, got through it, and he was gone.
You know, it's one thing, Kate, to have singles hitters, right? And you love those, and you appreciate guys that can get on base. But it's the home run hitters that are the difference makers, and what a big-time effort.
That one splits the uprights. And the Ravens double their lead to 14. All set up. Here's Luke to kick it away. Returning it from the 4. Things going well so far. And not a bad place for them to start. Up past the 30-yard line.
At their own 31-yard line.
New set of downs for him from the 31. First down, play action. He rolls to his right. Big strike downfield to Judy. And the stop is made as he drives this to the opposing 43. It's again at 27 yards to move the chains.
First down. First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
One play in, Brock, and his drive is already in enemy territory.
Let's go now. 18 cock. Ready.
To throw here on first down. Once more into the hands of Judy. And they're going to get just inside that red zone on the big play down to the 19. They strike for 23 yards. And that's going to be good for a Cleveland first down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him, only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Ready.
A give left side. Judkins. He hurries forward here for a 9-yard gain. Second down coming up.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
Deputy! Deputy Lion! Go!
Throwing off the play fake. Headed out right. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And it brings up third down.
Kate, I got to believe he harkened back to that earlier pick and thought the better of making another. Getting outside the pocket, he was either going to try to run for it, had nowhere to go, so he simply threw it away.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have third down here.
Come on. Set. Hawk 70. Cowboy 80. Trap 60. Trap 60.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. It's caught, and it has it. And they take him out of bounds, which means his offense setting up for 1st and goal.
You know, Kate, they say a dog is a man's best friend. Tight end that moves the chains on 3rd down, that's a QB's best friend.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal.
Down. 60 Eagles.
Judkins can't push it across. They make the stand. It looks like they might have stopped him a little bit behind the line, too. The presence of those tight ends works both ways, Brock. You know this. Gives them more blockers up front, but it also clues the defense in to be ready for that run.
Yeah, you could put 7 blockers up there, even put 8, I don't know, 9. All the blockers in the world, but if they don't work in concert together to create a lane, it doesn't matter.
Thankfully, not a big loss last play. They're at the 2, 2nd and goal.
Unlock line. Unlock. Panther 6.
It's Judkins again. And he gets nothing here. The defense stands strong. The makings of a goal line stand here. No gain on the run, and now it's 3rd and goal.
When you get stuff like that on a 2nd down run, the focus kind of shifts from getting a 1st down to just giving your punter enough room to get the ball out.
kept out so far. Need to find a couple more yards here on 3rd and goal.
19 Tiger, 19 Tiger, 70 Timberwolves. Ready?
The shot to the end zone is incomplete. That throw doesn't lead to 6. And that forces them to 4th and goal.
On the set.
Full quarter to go, but they feel like they got to make their move now. They are going for this.
19 Tiger, 19 Tiger. 60 Maverick, 60 Maverick.
They're going to try to throw for it. And he's going to take this one in for the Cleveland touchdown. The Browns start the second half with some needed points. It's a Jerry Jeudy touchdown. Tucker on for the extra point. He connects on the extra point try. And the Browns chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. Just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Fields this one at the 3. And in the end, he's able to get it to about the 25-yard line before he's hauled down. Baltimore offense to the line now. 1st and 10. Lamar off the play fake. Right side and into the hands of Bateman. And he will wind up out of bounds after a first down gain of right around 3 yards.
It's what these quarterbacks are having to do more often now than ever before in football. Show off a little mobility. Get outside the pocket and find that open man.
This is 2nd and 6 coming up. The left side is nabbed by Bateman. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this one to the 41. They gain 11 on that play. And that's going to be a Baltimore first.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
So 1st down from the 41. Mitchell up the middle. And he sneaks this through the middle, maybe a gain of 2.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
After the 3-yard pickup, it's 2nd and 7. Play fake, Jackson. The Browns get there and take him down. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
The ultimate team sport still has so many times games within the game, individual battles, and right now they don't have an answer for this guy. It may be time to turn the line to Chip to find some way to protect the quarterback.
Jackson now, 3rd and long. Getting out to his left. On the run, deep down the left side. That's grabbed inside the 30. And he's finally down to put a stop to this one, but a notable chunk of yardage broken off with that gain. A touchdown aside in that frame as we run out of time in the 3rd quarter. It's Ravens ball as they try to keep that lead and close out a win. So the big play has him well into enemy territory and field goal range. They're inside the 30. 1st down. Here's Lamar. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And they get this all the way down to the 16-yard line. They They get an even 10 on that play. And that's good for a Ravens first down.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on the defense.
On first down, Jackson. Knocked away, that's going to be incomplete. Defender there, and that brings up second down.
You know, I say this all the time. You get down there to the red zone, and things happen so fast. Those windows close in a hurry. Quarterback's fortunate that was one hand and not two hands that got on the football.
Lamar throwing again. Pass caught along the sideline by Mitchell. And this one only manages a yard before coming to an end out of bounds. It's going to be third down.
Brings up third down and 9.
In motion, Bateman over right. Third and long. They're going to throw. Forced out to his right. Gets it again to Mitchell. And this play reaches the 12-yard line before the stop is made. Here's Tyler Loop in a high-pressure spot. This only a chip shot from the right hash. Loop knocks it through. And that'll push it to double digits in a two-possession game.
It doesn't take a math major, Kate, to realize how important that field goal was. It's now a two-score game really late. It puts them in the driver's seat to go and finish this thing with the win.
No return as this bounces into the end zone. The ball's coming out to the 20.
20-yard line.
Browns look just about ready, Brock. Here comes first and 10.
Let's go. Hawk 70, Hawk 70. 19 tight, 19 tight. 60 Maverick, 60 Maverick. Let's go.
Airing it out to start this drive. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up second down.
Look at the coverage on that play, Kate. I love that. That is textbook defense right there. When the quarterback escapes the pocket, man, you got to find somebody. You got to go get sticky on your offensive guy. That's exactly what the secondary did, and it forces the throwaway.
After the incompletion, second and 10 once again from the 20.
Bronco, 70 Ranger, 70 Ranger. 18 Rattler, 18 Rattler. Ready?
He's going to throw this one. They connect on the deep shot. Hits the 20. And he's going to take this one in for the Cleveland touchdown. The Browns make it a 4-point game here in the fourth. That score was less about the throw, although it was good, partner, but it was more about getting it to somebody who knew exactly what to do with it.
Okay, it's a good thing the touchdown shows up on both their stat sheets, because sometimes it's quarterback who delivers. Sometimes it's the effort after the catch that really makes the magic happen.
Volley set up, and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. And he mishit this one badly. It's out of bounds short of the 40, and they're going to take over at that spot. First down from the 42. Running out of the gun with Mitchell. And he's brought down as the drive starts out with a 4-yard gain.
You know, Kate, that might be a little bit of a disappointing run to him. He wanted more. They always do. But that's exactly what they were after offensively to get this drive moving.
Second and 6 coming up here. Here's Mitchell again. And he'll be brought down after getting it to the 47-yard line. That on game 7. And that's going to be a Baltimore first.
I think with that call, they were trying to set him up with a short third down run, but he said, nope, not on my watch. I'll just go get it all right here. Now, playbook's wide open for 1st and 10.
Going to the ground again on first. He's only able to get back to the line. It's going to be 2nd down.
So close to a big loss of yards for those guys up front. 1 second sooner, they got a tackle behind the line, but a stop to celebrate nonetheless.
First down run netted him nothing. Here is 2nd and 10. Play action now with Jackson. Completed over the middle. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that's good for a Ravens 1st down. So that brings us to the 2-minute warning in Cleveland. Ravens only up by a few. They've got 1st down here from the 36. Shotgun snap to Jackson. Escapes the pocket. Catch is made down the right sideline. And they will take this into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens making a 9-point advantage. Well, in a close game, they needed somebody to make that type of play. Now it pushes their lead to a couple of scores and makes a comeback that much more difficult.
You know, Kate, their offense did its part and padded the lead. Now it's up to this defense to make this 2-score lead hold up and carry it across the finish line.
An extra point is up and through by Luke. And the Ravens make it a 10-point ball game.
Browns 21.
All set up. Here's Luke to kick it away. And no return here. This is a touchback, and the ball's going to come out to the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
How many hands I gotta take to level my aesthetics? Hurry up and get your muscle up. We got the plyometric. Ran up by the Lux and that's up the highest metric. The city just made it sweet. People diabetic. They mouth it.
First call here coming from the shotgun.
Come on. Set. 70 Lions. Panther 11. Mustang 19. Ready, right?
Airing it out to start this drive. Flush down out to his left. That's incomplete for the moment. We do have a flag down, but it might not be good news for their offense. That's usually where we see holding calls. And holding penalty is going to make first down twice as tough. They're 20 from the marker to start things out.
Cougar 19. 18 Cardinal. 18 Pioneer. Ready.
They're going to try and throw it here. Into traffic, complete. And he's brought down. They're spotting this one right at the 20.
Number 16.
Part of the reason I leave you pregame, Kate, and get down to that field and watch these guys throw and catch is I want to see their timing. I want to see their anticipation. That is picture perfect right there. A crossing route thrown that quickly tells me these two are on the same page.
2nd and 10. Need something positive here. Setting up to throw. Finds him over the middle. Space past the 35. And they take him down, but there's a flag on the play. Always a point of emphasis, right? Protecting the quarterbacks, and that play is going to draw the flag every time. Roughing the passer on that last play, and that's always going to lead to an automatic first down.
Hawk 70. Warrior 70. Cup 19. Buffalo 18. Let's go.
Now looking to throw. On the move, headed right. He tucks it and takes off. And he goes out a little short of the 40.
Well, once a play breaks down, you're just looking for a running lane. Just a little bit of room, just a little bit of air in the pocket. He found one of those two, but the defense swarms towards him and denies him the other.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5.
Let's go. 19, 18.
Shotgun snap, looking to throw. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. It arrived as the ball did to break things up. And it'll be 3rd and 5 coming up.
Hey, eventually, Kate, as a quarterback, you better be careful throwing check down after check down after check down. Eventually, that defense will catch on to it, and they'll make him pay and punish him there physically.
18, Rattler, 18, trap 60, trap 60. Ready?
Throwing now. Hits him on the out route. And he's going to get this down inside the 30 before he's driven out. Give him 13 on that play. And that's a Browns first down.
29-yard line.
Panther 60, Panther 60. 7 Pirates, 7 Pirates.
Working now from the gun. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
There's a lot of studies done every offseason, Kate, about the best red zone offenses. And typically, it's about creative quarterbacks, doing just what he tried to do right there in extending the play out of the pocket. The problem is there was just nowhere for him to go with the ball.
70 Ranger, 70 Ranger. 19 tight, 19 tight. 60 Bobcats, 60 Bobcats.
They'll throw on 2nd and 10. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. The Browns take the first of their 3 timeouts. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
Mustang 19. 18, Pioneer. Warrior 70.
Now to throw. Complete beyond the marker. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop. Now a timeout's called. Cleveland using its second. And they're still going to have 1 left at their disposal. Only 1 timeout remaining. They've got to work quickly here. It's 1st and 10.
Cowboy 80. Panther 60, Panther 60. Cup 19, Cup 19. Panther 11, Panther 11. Buffalo 18.
Working inside the red zone. Escapes the pocket. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on 1st down. 2nd and 10, still at that 15-yard line.
79 Broncos. Let's go now. Let's go.
Sticking to the air here. Buying some time right. He takes it himself. And they don't get any help on this 2nd down, Brock. He is out right along the line, so no gain.
You know, that's exactly how a defense should adapt as the play progresses. They blanketed everybody in coverage, but still kept all eyes on the quarterback to keep him from breaking containment. He got out for no gain. That feels like a sack for those defenders.
Dragon 60. Trap 60, trap 60. Ready?
Here he is to throw. And don't leave just yet, fans. He's got it for the touchdown. And there's still a small chance, Brock, that this one isn't over.
A receiver this skilled, well, he's got
Well, we knew this was coming. All touchdowns are reviewed, especially late in a close game like this. So now a big play coming from the Browns as they try for 2.
70 Rangers, 70 Timberwolves. 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. 19 tight, 19 tight, 19 Lions.
Back to throw. And he reels it in for 2, so now a field goal to give them the lead.
Ravens 31, Browns 29.
As we approach the final half minute of play, their comeback hopes resting on recovering this kick. And this is going to be recovered by the Ravens. And they're moments away now from celebrating a win.
No question they wanted the ball back late, but you don't see many of these recovered by the kicking team in the NFL. You see even fewer recovered when they're actually expecting it, like they certainly were right there.
Into the victory formation they go, Brock, here on first down. This one's set up for Lamar. So the Ravens will fly home with the win. Well, Brock, I think it's safe to say that the top-ranked defense in the NFL probably going to take a couple of hits to its status after this one. We have not seen an opponent score against them like this very often, if at all, this season.
Yeah, I think what it shows you too, Kate, is even for an elite defense, there's still holes and weaknesses to be found and taken advantage of. It took a whole bunch of effort, some great masterful game planning, but this offense found ways to score against a pretty salty defensive unit.
So that's it for us here. Brock Heward, our crew, I'm Kate Scott. This has been the NFL on EA Sports. The Ravens are your winners. As with that, we'll sign off from Cleveland.